Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you could do for this channel is smash that like button like it's your Alabama cousin, so it reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number 1, this woman is pissed off because her husband left her because she's infertile. Was he right to do so? Sure, if he actually wants a family. Then again, if I were him, I would have given her a choice. I would use surrogacy to have kids, and then she would adopt them. If she doesn't want to do that, then leave. That way you get to have your own kids and she keeps a husband. He married her with the understanding that she would provide him an heir. If she can't hold up her end of the bargain, then the answer is simple as that. Moving on, is it true that a large group of Karens is called a homeowners association? Many people sell their houses so they no longer have to be part of an HOA because of this. Real estate values in HOA neighborhoods are also a lot lower because of busybodies like this one. Women moan and complain about the smallest problems. They might as well rename it to the HMA, or Home Moaners Association. They get off on the fact that they're making men's lives miserable. Plus, you also have to pay a fee for that privilege. Number 3, if you live in an HOA neighborhood, maybe you should put this prostitute out on your front lawn to piss off the women. This one definitely looks like she's got some cold sores. But on the bright side, I bet she gives great snow jobs. My favorite part of the lips. They look like those candies I used to eat as a child. This woman looks cold. Wish me luck though, because it looks as though I'm about to get frostbite on my swing. Up next, how do we get this film made? It's Purge Night and an adult version of Kevin defending his home. This would be an instant classic. Unlike the people in the other houses in the neighborhood where they would barricade themselves in, he'd leave his wide open full of fatal booby traps. Of course, it'll never get made because it's too politically incorrect. And imagine kids watching the first part and then the horror on their faces when they watch this 10 minutes later. It would traumatize them and wreck their childhoods. Number 5, if a businessman makes a mistake, he suffers. If a bureaucrat makes a mistake, you suffer. Bureaucracy is perfect for women. They get power with zero accountability. Why do you think the government offices are full of them? They're professional Karens making everyone else's life awful with their mistakes and getting paid for the privilege. Unless, of course, you're a banker in 2008. Then it's socialism for the rich and rugged individualism for the poor. Moving on, only 1 in 30 women are virgins until marriage. That's only roughly 3% of the total female population. But I wonder how many guys are virgins until they tie the knots. Based on this chart, probably 50% or more. This shows the share of men under the age of 30 who report 0 female sex partners since they turned 18. The odds of a woman marrying a male virgin is probably somewhere around 30 to 40%. Number 7, why are men taught how to treat women? But women aren't taught how to treat men. Because women need to control male behavior, and it's easier if male behaviors are pre-programmed. Most men believe in female equality and for women to have freedom to do whatever they want. Unfortunately, most women don't believe the same for men. If you don't believe me, then how do you explain Karens? It's all about them double standards as well. Up next, this woman is complaining because she's 29 and a single mother. And it looks like God had different plans for her. Also looks like she put a filter on this picture and her boy looks like a girl with makeup and lipstick. Either that or she's turning him into a trans girl, the way Charlize Theron is turning her adopted boys into girls. If you want to know what this is called, it's a single mom filter on Instagram. Here's a picture of the actual father crying when he sees his boy in fake-up. Number 9, if you watch Jaws backwards, it's a heart-warming story about a shark who gives arms and legs to disabled people. He also uses special red glue to attach the limbs. How clever. At the end, he even saves a beautiful blonde from drowning. How very kind of Jaws. Disney will probably buy the rights to remake and recast it as a story about a great black shark instead. Moving on, this is the hardest game most kids have ever played. The Adult Simulator. It looks like this kid is playing the washing dishes level. And the worst part is it's not limited to a quarter. It's hardwired into your bank account and will even take you into debt and a negative balance. Please let this be like Contra with the cheat code up, down, left, right, BA starts. Number 11, this 34-year-old virgin says that the best part about abstaining from sex is that she has no baggage. I don't think anyone believes her and she's just trying to increase her dating prospects. The eyes don't lie, and it looks like she's done a lot of other things. She's probably only a virgin for her pee sleeve. She looks like she's been banged more times than a screen door during a hurricane. Also, I wonder which of her personalities still identifies as a virgin. Up next is a Sigma male. I value individualism above all else. Yet my entire life, various forms of collectivism have hated me for it and have punished me because I wouldn't fit in with them. Collectivism is slavery by the weak preying on the strong. What pisses me off is people still thinking that nationalism is good, even though it tells you to die for king and country if you're a male. Individuals have always made the world a better place. Groups usually make it far worse. Number 13, there are concerns among the U.S. military that if Pete Hegseth is confirmed as the National Defense Secretary, he could dismiss up to 20 woke generals. I think he definitely knows where to start. I guess these generals didn't learn that the most important thing in battle is to avoid becoming a target by camouflaging yourself. But is there camo for fighting in the gay village of Toronto or New York? Look at these ones. They couldn't protect a Twinkie at a carnival. Moving on, this woman has decided to move back to Brazil because Dublin is no longer a safe place, especially if you're a female. I wonder why it's not safe though. Must be all those far-right extremists I keep hearing about. It couldn't possibly have anything to do with the increased diversity from African and Middle East migrants. She better be careful though, because a white Irish woman can be sent to prison for simply saying that these days. Number 15, the singer Anya is 63 years old and has never been married and never had kids. She lives in a castle alone with her cats. This sounds like Taylor Swift in another 30 years, or just about every other woman minus the castle. This is great for Anya though, because when she dies alone, what the cats don't eat of her and starts to rot, the neighbors won't actually have to complain about the smell, because they just live too far away. She'll probably leave her $150 million fortune to those cats as well. She will live on in them, literally after they eat her. Moving on, we have Maloney and Musk. She certainly doesn't have a poker face. Who else thinks that Musk is poking her in the face with his swing? She obviously wants to smash, but I don't think he does. Funny enough, that's the same look that Jill Biden gave to Trump. Maybe that's why Biden was so happy when Trump came to visit the White House, because he got to enjoy watching the two of them get together from his conch chair. Remember that power makes women wet. Number 17 is this accurate. Do men progressively get worse after a breakup while women get progressively better? I know that I felt free oftentimes after a relationship ends. After I left my first love, I felt like the woman on the first day for a few years. As for the third image, why is that guy shuckling his own swing? Anyhow, if men could blow themselves, there would be almost no relationships. Moving on, it looks like coal burners can't afford food or air conditioning. This one says that if you buy them both dinner tonight, she can repay you when she gets paid or in other ways. Looks like we finally hit Weimar 2.0. I'm betting that most simps will buy her dinner and then say pay me later, and they will never see her again. Men need to tighten their wallets and hold their balls unless they like being drained. It looks like a mom and Pookie's baby have to eat somehow after all. Number 19, Charlie Kirk says that if you're 18 and think you're the opposite sex, then you have a mental illness. But if you're 8 and think you're the opposite sex, then your mother has a mental illness. The study shows that mothers turn more kids trans than any other factor. Trans kids are not vegan cats. I think we all know who made the decision for them. Up next, when you see it, you just can't unsee it. I'm sure you're all paying attention to the attention-seeking booty, and aren't paying attention to the fact that all the people in the background are the exact same guy. If you think that's bad, then this guy looks like he thought he was so smart photoshopping himself with Ronaldo, but forgot about the reflection. Plus, why does it look like his hand is groping Ronaldo's behind? Number 21, guys have been blocked before for posting this. Then Andrew Tate says that he escaped the Matrix when in reality he just fell for consumerism like a good boy. What he still hasn't realized is that spoiling his kids is also going to wreck them. The only reason he succeeded in life in the first place was his hunger for success. Does he really think the kids that grow up around hot women in supercars are going to have the same ambition or drive? Odds are he's going to drive his legacy into the ground. No pun intended. He's more like Cypher than Morpheus. Moving on, Gia says that women release large amounts of oxytocin during sex, which is the sex hormone, and it bonds a man to a woman. That pair bonding loses its meaning once a woman is bonded with several men. Why is she sharing this? Is it because of personal experience, and she's just trying to virtue signal that she's not like all the other women out there, to help get her the man that she wants? What do you guys think her motives are? Number 23, those darn leftists are always complaining about how capitalism has failed. But below the surface, the truth is they envy people that have more money than they do. So they want to use the state and threaten violence to confiscate that wealth for themselves, and then claim it's all greedy people's fault for not sharing it willingly in the first place. Capitalism is far from perfect, But we don't really have anything better at the moment. Besides, real capitalism has never been tried. Unlike real communism, which has been tried disastrously many times. Up next, the average communist encourages that people shoplift in places like California. But this is a perfect example of how capitalism breeds innovation to combat Marxism. In much of the West, criminals are not being punished and are being released to repeat their offenses. Now that that's happening, we can either lock up the criminals or we can lock up the goods. If you don't do one of those, then eventually companies go out of business. Number 25 and the last one, careful out there, guys. Women that are 3s and 4s will use any dirty trick they can to look like 5s and 6s. If fake up and online filters are banned, then they would be getting married in their late teens and early 20s to ensure that they have a supply of male attention for the rest of their lives. Their fertility window might last until they're 40, but their beauty window only lasts until their mid to late 20s. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and subscribe star links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.